Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Deals Friday. My name's Nick Clark from Genic Property, helping you profit from UK property. This week's episode, we're going to be going over a 2-bedroom mid-terrace property in the northeast of England, and this is episode number 10. Let's get started on this week's property. So this property purchase price is actually £45,000, and the refurb of this property is £13,370. Now, yes, it's quite a large refurb on this type of property purchase price. However, there's a lot that actually needs going into the refurb. So let's dive into that to see exactly what it is that needs doing. So this property needed a front door and a back door. Obviously, the old doors were all outdated and they needed actually replacing. Also needed all the interior doors done because they were just all dated and also damaged. They needed full consumer units. So consumer units is actually the electric box where all your actual RCD boards are on there. So basically you need to completely replace that because it's old and dated and it actually needed to bring it back to life again and making sure that it's safe. Also the removal of the fireplaces. So it had 2 fireplaces in the actual property. Old gas fireplaces, those need coming out. Otherwise it's further maintenance and extra costs for our actual clients. Now this actually needed full decoration throughout the whole property, as well as new flooring, new bathroom and a new kitchen as well. Very dated and also very unsafe for the actual kitchen because the condition was in. Now also the actual needed some roof work, minor roof work done on this property because it had some leaks in there, and that's caused by some tiles that needed replacing on the actual roof. The chimney actually needed repointing on the actual chimney. Now, if you don't know what repointing is, that's basically where the actual bricks and mortar between the actual bricks needed actually replacing. So what would happen is you scrape that out or grind out the actual mortar between the bricks, and then obviously you would put new mortar in there as well. And also it needed a gas certificate and an electrical certificate as well. Let's dive back into the figures to see exactly how this deal is looking on paper. So to finish off the numbers, we've got the actual legals and survey costs are £1,300, that's £1,300, and also your stamp duty estimate of £1,350. You've got a sourcing fee there of £3,250. That's there is for us to actually find a deal, negotiate it, and make sure that our client is buying the right property based on their strategy. And also we've got a project management for us to oversee the whole project and the refurbishment of the property, and that's £1,337, making the total cash input into this deal is actually £65,607 in total. Now there is a bit of a twist with this property, which I'll actually go through a bit later and go into why this actual property we're looking at it today. But let's dive into the rental figures and the strategy behind this property. So the strategy behind this property is actually a buy-to-let, and the predominantly it's going to be around social housing. Also with the 6-month AST you would have on this type of property, look to extend it for a further 6 months and then possibly another 12 after that, depending on how the tenant is and how they actually being able to pay the rent, etc. Now the rental figures on this property, you'll be getting around about £450 per calendar month, which is a good, nice actual rent on this property. Now, if you're actually buying this property, you'd be looking at around about a 6% interest-only mortgage. Yes, you can get a mortgage on £45,000, but your loan to value would be a bit lower at 70% loan to value. Now, an estimated mortgage monthly estimate on that would be £157.50. Now you would have a 10% management fee on this type of property and where it's located, and the letting agent that we're actually using for this property in our area is £45 per calendar month. Now I have put in their maintenance cost in there. The reason why I've done that is because I do that personally in my property. I normally encourage our clients to do exactly the same. Take 10% of your actual rent, put aside in a separate account for you to be able to have money there just in case some maintenance occurs further down the line. It may not happen today or in 6 months, but it might happen in a couple of years' time. That brings the actual monthly profit estimate to around about £202.50, bringing in a 12% yield estimate based on the actual purchase price of the property. Yes, it's actual purchase price, but it's a great performing asset if you had to buy it cash. then the annual profit estimate on this property would be around about £2,430, which is a great performance on your capital rather than sitting in the bank currently at the moment. Now on paper, this property looks fantastic. A lot of the clients would actually buy this type of property because it actually works for them and their actual investment strategy for short-term and long-term strategies, making a monthly profit every single month. Now the problem that we have here is that actually this is where the importance of your sourcing agent's actual knowledge is coming in the area. This property was actually brought to us by another client that actually was looking to buy the property. They seen it, actually referred to them to actually buy it. They knew that we're actually in the area and they wanted to see what it was to buy it. So they paid us for a consultancy fee to actually look over the property and see if it was the right thing. Now we actually knew from the actual, when the property got sent over to us, that this was actually the wrong street to be buying on. The reason why we actually knew that is because we've been in the area for over 8 years and we understand the area based on street by street. Yes, on the figures it looks great on actual paper, but however, when you actually refurb it and you get it onto the market, the letting agent's actually going to struggle to rent it out. It's just one of those streets that for some reason it's just has issues with being able to rent out. Some streets have it, some streets don't. But it's important of your local knowledge and also having a good team underneath your belt to be able to prevent that from happening. Now, whoever went and bought that property, they're probably going to find they're going to struggle to rent it, which means that your monthly profit and your annual profit is going to actually be hit. So we actually recommended that our client actually not buy that property, and obviously they went and bought another property with us. That way they were able to get a property that was able to rent out and know that they've got that performance. Now, if you did buy this property and you wanted to buy it on a mortgage, how would that look if it worked at the right street, that it was on the actual right street? So the figures look on that. If you bought it cash, as we said, it would be £65,607 all in. But if you got a mortgage on a 70% loan to value, you'd be £34,107 all into this property. That's, yes, it is an estimate. You might have some extra costs on there. However, this is obviously a rough estimate of what our clients' fees normally are. So that way you'll be able to get a full done for you service. We take care of the whole process for you. Now, as I said, the reason why we didn't allow our client to move forward with this is simply the wrong street to be able to rent out that property and then have further issues down the line. And for us, that's really, really important to make sure that they can avoid those things. And that's why they're paying for our expertise to be able to avoid making mistakes and buying the right properties at the right time. Now, what we have done is we've looked over obviously this 2-bedroom property. Yes, it's obviously something that we made sure that our client didn't actually buy, and that's important for you to know, because the importance is making sure that you are buying the right property and you are going to get the returns that you can and giving yourself the best possible chance. If you don't have the experience or the knowledge in property, that's exactly why you have a sourcing agent on board, especially with experience that we have behind what we do. Now, if it's something that you're actually interested in, then certainly get in contact with us. We're able to help you profit from UK property with minimal time effort. And to be able to get in contact with us, simply drop us an email, info@genicproperty.com. That's info@genicproperty.com. Otherwise, you can actually reach out to myself, Nick Clark, at Property with Nick Clark on either Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Otherwise, head to our website at genicproperty.com. You can book in a call with one of our team at a time that actually suits you best to be able to get yourself and identify exactly what your strategy is, and also to see how we can help you move forward and start profiting from UK property with minimal time effort. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Nick Clark, helping you profit from UK property and helping you redefine your retirement. Speak to you soon.